Pay attention to this, because this story does not begin with violence. It begins with routine. A woman enters a gym late at night because it's quieter then, because she wants to focus, because she wants to be left alone. Nothing about that choice is reckless. Nothing about it is unusual. And yet, everything that follows grows out of that ordinary decision. November 4th, 2024, 10:18 p.m. Wichita, Kansas. A security camera mounted high on a wall records a woman working out alone. The frame is stable. The lighting is harsh but even. The image is clear enough to count repetitions. Leggings. Black top. Hair pulled back. She is doing squats in front of a mirror. Headphones in. Focused. The gym is empty. That matters. Because isolation is not accidental. It is structural. It is predictable. And it is often invisible to the person experiencing it. She does not look up at the camera. She does not know she is being watched. 1 minute later, a second camera activates. This one is inside an office. A man sits at a desk staring at a computer monitor. The screen shows 16 live security feeds from throughout the building. Reception. Cardio area. Weight room. Locker room entrances. Parking lot. He is not scanning them. He is locked onto one. The woman in white leggings. He leans forward slightly. His hand rests against his chin. His eyes do not move. There is no visible emotion on his face. No urgency. No excitement. Just attention. Sustained. Deliberate. Uninterrupted. This is not a coincidence. This is not curiosity. This is fixation. At 11:42 p.m., a third camera captures the woman leaving the gym. Her workout is finished. She is wearing jeans now. A jacket. Her hair is still damp from the shower. Her gym bag hangs from her shoulder. She walks toward her car in the far corner of the parking lot. Her pace is normal. Her posture relaxed. She presses her key fob. The car lights flash. 8 seconds later, the front door opens again. A figure in a dark hoodie steps outside. He pauses. Looks in her direction. Then follows. Not running. Not hiding. Just closing the distance. That is the last time anyone sees her alive. 10 days later, her body is found in an abandoned warehouse 3 miles away. By then, the story has already been told, quietly, invisibly, through access logs, camera feeds, text messages, and ignored warnings. The warehouse is not where this story starts. It is where it ends. Before this story goes any further, pause for a moment. If you're still here, it means this matters to you. And that matters more than you think. Subscribe to this channel. Not for entertainment, but for visibility. These stories disappear when no one is watching. They are ignored when no one responds. They repeat when silence feels easier than engagement. Leave a comment below. Say what stood out. Say what made you uncomfortable. Say what you recognized. Every comment pushes this story further. Every subscription tells platforms that stories like this deserve to be seen. Because attention is pressure. And pressure is often the only thing that forces systems to change. Now, let's continue. November 4th, 2024. Wichita, Kansas. 10:18 p.m. The image is clean. High definition. Fixed angle. A security camera mounted high on the east wall of Elite Fitness Gym captures a woman training alone. White leggings. Black top. Long dark hair pulled tight behind her head. Headphones in. No hesitation in her movements. She is doing squats in front of a mirror. The gym is empty. No staff on the floor. No music audible to the camera. No other bodies reflected in the glass. Just repetition. Form. Control. She checks her stance. Adjusts her grip on the bar. Lowers. Rises. Counts silently. Nothing about the footage suggests danger. 1 minute later, another camera activates. This one is inside the gym's office. A man sits at a desk. Late 20s. Athletic build. Hoodie unzipped. His posture is forward, elbows on the desk, chin resting on his hand. In front of him, a computer monitor displays a grid of 16 security feeds. He is not scanning them. He is watching one. The woman in white leggings. He does not blink. There is no visible smile. No frown. His expression is neutral in the way neutrality can be misleading. Thoughtful, focused, contained. His eyes stay fixed as she moves through her set. This camera will later become one of the most important witnesses in a murder investigation. At the time, it records only silence. 10:34 p.m. The woman racks the bar. She exhales. She wipes her hands on a towel. She glances at her phone, briefly, and walks toward the locker rooms. The office camera shows the man still seated. He does not stand. He does not move. He keeps watching until she exits the frame. 11 uninterrupted minutes. Later, investigators will count them twice. 11:38 p.m. The woman exits the locker room. Her clothes have changed. Jeans. Jacket. Hair still damp. Gym bag over her shoulder. The gym floor is empty now. The office camera shows nothing. The chair is vacant. 11:42 p.m. The parking lot camera engages. A wide shot. Sodium lights. Long shadows. A silver Honda Civic parked beneath a flickering lamp in the far corner of the lot. The woman walks steadily toward it. Her posture is relaxed. Her pace unhurried. She presses her key fob. The car lights flash. Once. Twice. She opens the driver's side door and tosses her bag onto the passenger seat. 8 seconds later, the gym's front door opens again. A figure steps out. Dark hoodie. Hood up. Face obscured by shadow. The figure pauses just long enough to orient. Then begins walking in the same direction. Not running. Not hiding. Following. 15 feet. 10. The woman turns. Her body language changes immediately. Shoulders stiffen. One foot slides backward. Her head tilts as if she's speaking. There is no audio. The figure keeps moving. She reaches for her phone. The camera does not show what happens next. That is the last time Madison Cole is seen alive. 10 days later, at 6:47 a.m. on November 14th, a homeless man searching for aluminum cans in an abandoned textile warehouse 3 miles east of the gym will discover something so disturbing that seasoned detectives will struggle to describe it without pausing. But this story does not begin in a warehouse. It begins months earlier, with access, with familiarity, with a system that watched everything and questioned nothing. Madison Cole is 29 years old. She works as a dental hygienist at a practice in downtown Wichita. Her schedule is consistent. Her apartment is small. A studio. 4 miles from the gym. She joined Elite Fitness in May 2024. $45 a month. Standard membership. No classes. No trainer. She didn't want one. Madison trained late, between 10 p.m. and midnight, because it was quieter. Fewer people. No interruptions. She followed a strict routine: legs on Mondays, upper body Wednesdays, cardio Fridays. She tracked everything. Representatives' sets. Calories. Her friends describe her the same way, independently, without coordination. Driven. Disciplined. Focused. Madison posted progress photos on Instagram. 14,000 followers. Mostly supportive comments. Some not. She ignored the creepy ones. She had learned to. The man in the office is Tyler Brennan. He is 28 years old. He is listed as a personal trainer at Elite Fitness, though the word trainer is generous. His certifications are minimal. His client retention is poor. Most quit after 2 sessions. Tyler is not concerned. His father, Gerald Brennan, owns the gym. Tyler has been employed there for 3 years. He has keys, alarm codes, and access to the entire security camera system. 16 cameras covering reception, workout areas, locker room entrances, and the parking lot. According to internal records, Tyler approached Madison 4 times in her first month. May 14th. Complimentary fitness assessment. She declined. May 21st. Free personalized training plan. She declined. June 3rd. Coffee after her workout. She declined. June 18th. Dinner. Just to talk. She declined again. Each time, polite, clear, final. After the 4th rejection, Tyler stopped asking. He did not stop watching. On June 22nd, Madison texted 2 friends. The trainer at my gym won't take a hint. I've said no like 4 times. Now he just stares. One friend replied, "That's creepy. Report him." Madison's response came a minute later. His dad owns the place. What's the point? She did not report him. She adjusted her life instead. Later workouts. Fewer people. Less risk, she thought. She was wrong. Tyler had an app on his phone. It allowed him to access any camera feed at any time. Investigators would later recover 340 screenshots of Madison taken from security footage. 89 saved Instagram photos. 12 videos, secretly recorded from across the gym. A Notes app entry titled simply, "Mchu." Workout days. Exercise splits. Parking spot number. This was not curiosity. It was documentation. Study. Preparation. Tyler also had a history. In 2021, a woman filed a police report accusing him of stalking after rejecting him at a bar. She provided screenshots. Messages sent over 3 days. Some threatening. The case was dropped. An attorney intervened. Money changed hands. The woman moved out of state. In 2023, a gym member complained that Tyler accessed her membership file to contact her inappropriately. An internal investigation followed. Tyler received a verbal warning. The woman received a refund and a non-disclosure agreement. She signed it. Gerald Brennan believed his son was misunderstood. Socially awkward. Harmless. Unlucky with women. He had believed this for years. So had everyone else. By the night of November 4th, Madison had been going to Elite Fitness for 6 months. Tyler had been watching her for almost all of them. At 9:50 p.m., Tyler clocked in for the closing shift. His responsibilities were simple. Make sure everyone leaves by midnight. Lock the doors. Set the alarm. At 10:18 p.m., he stopped doing his job and started doing something else. Watch the footage again. Notice how long he watches without looking away. Notice how empty the gym is. Notice the distance in the parking lot. 8 seconds. Long enough to stop. Short enough to reveal intent. By the time Madison reached her car, the decision had already been made. And the system that could see everything did nothing. November 5th, 2024. 2:03 p.m. Madison Cole does not show up for work. By noon, the dental practice has called her twice. No answer. By early afternoon, they contact her emergency number. Her sister, Emily, answers on the second ring. Emily hasn't heard from her either. At 2:47 p.m., a missing person report is filed with the Wichita Police Department. This is how the investigation officially begins. But by the time police arrive at Elite Fitness, the most important evidence is already waiting for them. Detective Laura Kim is assigned to the case. She starts where missing person cases always start, last known location. Elite Fitness Gym. Security footage is requested. Management complies. The cameras are extensive. Clean angles. No gaps. Kim watches Madison arrive at 10:04 p.m. She watches other patrons leave by 10:30. She watches Madison train alone. Then she sees the parking lot footage. The hooded figure. 8 seconds. Kim pauses the video, rewinds, plays it again. Who was working that night? She asks. The answer comes quickly. Tyler Brennan. Tyler is brought in for questioning on November 6th. He sits across from Kim in an interview room. The table between them is bare. No lawyer. No confidence. His leg bounces. His fingers keep drifting toward his phone, which has already been confiscated. Kim asks him about his shift. Routine, he says. Kim asks him why he spent 11 minutes staring at one camera feed. Tyler hesitates. Says he was monitoring the floor. Kim shows him the footage. He goes quiet. When Kim asks why he followed Madison into the parking lot, Tyler says he didn't. The footage says otherwise. There is a moment, brief but visible, when Tyler realizes the cameras are no longer on his side. A search warrant is executed on Tyler's truck. Forensic technicians find fibers consistent with Madison's gym bag in the truck bed. They find a small blood stain on the passenger seat. Not enough yet. No body. But enough to widen the investigation. Kim starts pulling Madison's phone records. Messages. Missed calls. Social media activity. There are other men. An ex-boyfriend who sent threatening texts in October. A co-worker frustrated by rejection. An Instagram follower whose messages escalated over time. A man Madison briefly dated in September who showed up uninvited at her apartment. Kim follows every lead. Alibis check out. Receipts match timestamps. Travel records confirm distance. Each thread unravels. Each path bends back toward Tyler. Then the digital forensic report comes in. Tyler's phone. 340 screenshots of Madison, captured from gym security cameras. Saved images of her Instagram posts. Videos recorded without her knowledge. A notes file. Workout days. Parking location. Patterns. This is not circumstantial. This is methodical. Kim reads the notes twice. Then a third time. This is not someone reacting in the moment. This is someone preparing. Kim digs into Tyler's past. What she finds is not hidden. It was simply ignored. A stalking report from 2021. Dropped. A harassment complaint from 2023. Silenced. Both resolved quietly. Both ended without consequence. The pattern is unmistakable. Rejection. Fixation. Escalation. Protection. On November 8th, Kim interviews Madison's friends. They show her the text message from June. The trainer at my gym won't take a hint. Kim underlines the date. June 22nd. 4 months before Madison disappears. 4 months of watching. By November 14th, the case is stalled in one critical way. There is still no body. Then, at 6:47 a.m., a call comes in. An abandoned textile warehouse. East side of Wichita. A man searching for recyclables ran out screaming. What investigators find inside will change the tone of the case permanently. The warehouse is cold. Concrete floors. Broken windows. Graffiti climbing the walls. In a back storage room, partially covered by a tarp, lies Madison Cole. She has been there for 10 days. The medical examiner will later describe the injuries in language stripped of emotion. Deliberate. Sustained. Personal. Madison fought back. DNA is recovered from beneath her fingernails. Fibers match Tyler's truck. Near her body, investigators find a fragment of a gym staff ID badge. It belongs to Tyler Brennan. By the end of the day, the investigation is no longer searching for answers. It is assembling a narrative. One built not on mystery, but on access. On what happens when someone is allowed to watch without consequence, and when no one asks why. November 15th, 2024. 8:12 a.m. The arrest happens quietly. No neighbors gather. No sirens linger. A patrol car idles in the driveway of a single-family home on the outskirts of Wichita. Inside, a man in his late 50s stands motionless near the front door. He does not argue. He does not ask questions. His son is led out in handcuffs. Tyler Brennan does not resist. He looks smaller now. Hoodie replaced by a county-issued jacket. His eyes scan the ground as if searching for something he dropped. He will not look at his father. The interrogation room is cold. Fluorescent lights. 2 chairs. A metal table bolted to the floor. Tyler sits alone for 2 hours. No lawyer. No statements. No denials. The evidence is stacked methodically in front of him when the door finally opens. Security footage. Phone extractions. Fiber analysis. DNA results. A fragment of a staff badge sealed in plastic. The silence stretches. Then Tyler speaks. She made me feel like nothing. The sentence lands without emotion. Flat. Controlled. As if rehearsed. Investigators ask him to explain. He says Madison rejected him. Again and again. He says he offered her everything. Free training, his time, his attention, and she treated him like a creep. He says she embarrassed him. He says she threatened to report him. She reached for her phone, he says. I just wanted to talk. They ask him what happened next. Tyler lowers his gaze. I made her listen. He describes the warehouse with familiarity. He has been there before. Empty. Isolated. No cameras. He admits to taking Madison there against her will. He describes what happened inside in a tone devoid of urgency or regret, recounting actions as if narrating someone else's life. When asked why he made her suffer, why he didn't stop, Tyler pauses. Then answers simply. Because she needed to understand what it felt like to be humiliated. To be nothing. The confession is recorded. Time-stamped. Unambiguous. At 3:46 p.m., the interview ends. At 4:02 p.m., Tyler Brennan is formally charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. The trial begins in March 2025. The courtroom is full. Madison's family sits in the front row. Her sister Emily keeps her hands folded in her lap, knuckles white. She does not look at Tyler. The prosecution does not rush. They build the case the same way Tyler built his obsession. Piece by piece. They show the jury the office camera footage, Tyler leaning forward, watching Madison for 11 uninterrupted minutes. They show the parking lot video. They pause it. They replay the 8 seconds. They introduce phone data, screenshots, notes, videos. They call Madison's friends to the stand. They read the June text message aloud. The trainer at my gym won't take a hint. They call the women from Tyler's past. The ones who were paid to stay quiet. The defense objects. The judge overrules. For the first time, the pattern is spoken publicly. The defense argues coincidence. They point to other men in Madison's life. Rejected suitors. Angry messages. They suggest someone else could have followed her. But the prosecution plays Tyler's confession. I made her listen. The room goes still. There is nothing left to reinterpret. The jury deliberates for 4 hours. At 6:18 p.m., they return. Guilty on all counts. Tyler Brennan shows no visible reaction. At sentencing, the judge speaks directly to him. You believed you were entitled to this woman's attention. When she refused, you punished her. You didn't just take her life, you tried to erase her dignity. Life in prison. No possibility of parole. The gavel falls. Done. 3 months later, Gerald Brennan sells Elite Fitness. The gym changes ownership. The cameras remain. Gerald never visits his son in prison. No public statements are made. Silence again. Madison's family does not remain silent. They create a foundation in her name to support victims of stalking and harassment. Emily Cole begins speaking publicly, advocating for mandatory reporting laws, for oversight, for consequences before tragedy. She says the same thing every time. My sister said no, and no one listened. The security footage from November 4th remains sealed. Those who have seen it describe the same moment. The instant Madison realizes she is not safe. The step backward. The hand reaching for her phone. The distance closing. 8 seconds. Enough time to stop. Not enough time to survive. The courtroom empties slowly. Chairs scrape. Papers fold. Doors close. There is no catharsis. No sense of balance restored. Only an ending that arrives too late to matter to the person it was supposed to protect. Madison Cole is already gone. She was 29 years old. She worked hard. She lived carefully. She said no. After the sentencing, the judge's words circulate briefly in local media. They are quoted once, then buried beneath other headlines. Other crimes. Other stories. Life in prison without parole. A definitive punishment. A permanent solution, applied after permanence was already achieved. Tyler Brennan disappears into the correctional system. He is assigned a number, a cell, a routine. He will never again have access to cameras, or keys, or women who don't know his name. The system responds decisively, just not in time. Elite Fitness changes hands within 3 months. The signage comes down. New branding replaces it. The parking lot lights are repaired. The cameras are upgraded. Members return. Very few ask what happened there. The building remains. Madison does not. The footage from November 4th stays sealed. But detectives who reviewed it describe the same sequence, every time, without variation. They talk about the moment she turns. The exact instant her body registers danger. The way her weight shifts backward, instinctively. The reach for her phone. And the way the distance closes. They always mention the timing. 8 seconds. Not because it is dramatic, but because it is precise. Madison's sister, Emily, begins speaking publicly in early 2025. She does not raise her voice. She does not speculate. She does not dramatize. She states facts. Her sister reported discomfort to friends. Her sister altered her routine to avoid conflict. Her sister declined advances clearly and repeatedly. She was still killed. Emily says the same line at every event. Madison did everything right. The audience never argues. The foundation created in Madison's name focuses on stalking awareness, workplace reporting requirements, and mandatory digital access audits, specifically for businesses that monitor customers. Gyms, offices, residential complexes. Anywhere surveillance exists without oversight. Anywhere access is treated as harmless. This is where the story widens. Because Madison's case is not unusual in structure, only in outcome. The fixation, the ignored complaints, the informal warnings, the NDAs, the quiet settlements. These are not failures of prediction. They are failures of priority. Watch closely. Notice what did not happen. No supervisor questioned why a trainer monitored a single member repeatedly. No alert flagged excessive camera access. No policy limited after-hours surveillance. No prior complaint resulted in removal of access. Every safeguard existed in theory. None existed in practice. And Madison? She was told, implicitly, to manage it herself. To be polite. To adjust. To avoid. To understand. She did. And it cost her everything. Before this story ends, one thing must be stated plainly. Madison Cole was not killed because she went to the gym late at night. She was not killed because she posted photos online. She was not killed because she didn't report loudly enough. She was killed because a man believed her rejection was an insult. And because that belief had been reinforced for years. This is not a warning aimed only at women. It is a warning to institutions, to employers, to managers, to owners, to anyone who controls access and chooses comfort over accountability. 8 seconds is all it took for one man to act. Months of inaction made it possible. So when someone says a man won't take a hint, listen. When a complaint feels inconvenient, document it. When access is granted, audit it. And when someone says no, treat it as final. Because no is not a negotiation. No is not a challenge. No is a complete sentence. And ignoring it has consequences that cannot be undone. Somewhere, tonight, a parking lot camera is recording. A door opens. Someone steps out. 8 seconds begin to pass. The question is no longer what happened to Madison Cole. The question is this: who is watching now? And who is responsible for stopping them? End of chapter 4.